What's up, guys? This is Rome Leggett back again with another video. And I don't know about you guys, but I am completely over. I'm tired of winter. Winter gotta go. Spring is right around the corner, and I got 11 fragrances here that I want to share with you guys that I think are, to me, the best of the best. You're not gonna get any better than these. So, we're gonna get right into this. I'm excited. I'm ready for those picnics. I'm ready for those cookouts. And we gotta smell good when we go there. So if you're ready for another epic fragrance video, sit back, relax, get some popcorn. It's about to go down. Okay, like I said, I am excited for the spring. That 60, 65, 70, 75 degree weather is perfect for, like I said, picnics, cookouts, you know, all of the above. And you know, people like me and you, we take vacations in the spring. And you want to smell fresh, you want to smell clean. You want to have a little bit of that fruity, you want to have a little bit of that floral. I'm not going to hold you. Let's start with the first one. The first one is literally the newest fragrance in my collection. I just got this a week ago. This is from Elysian, and this is Sunder. You probably saw the unboxing already. I'm excited about this citrus fragrance because you already know, I don't get excited very much for citrus-based fragrances that has to have a twist, right? But I wanted to showcase the packaging. The review will be coming out soon. But for an independent niche fragrance house, this is gorgeous packaging and really nice presentation. So, Sunder, this beautiful frosted glass bottle, golden accents. You already know I'm a sucker for presentation, but the smell, I'm gonna break it down like this. Of course, this has all the beautiful citrus notes that you can imagine. Bergamot, it has lemon. It also has a unique Granny Smith apple in the opening. But to me, the spices, the vetiver, and this really nice creamy sandalwood in a dry down. I'm telling you, it is, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, citrus-based fragrance. Yeah, this is nice. This is fresh. It's slightly sweet. But when that vetiver and that ginger combine, this fragrance completely transforms to something super unique. So get excited for the citrus notes because you know it's gonna keep us fresh. But trust me, I'm gonna break the whole review down very soon. This is a must-have for the spring and also the summer. What we all look for is that one person to give you a compliment. And as soon as I put this on, the first day, the compliments came. Like I said, the review will be coming out, but if you don't want to wait for the review, I'm partnered up with Elysian. So you can use my code ROME15 to get 15% off of this fragrance or any of the fragrances on their website. Trying to hook you up. So the next fragrance I want to talk to you guys about is from one of my favorite fragrance houses. You know I love Julemad, and this is one of those houses that keep that traditional French perfumery, just keep going, but they always add something modern. And this fragrance right here, I'm gonna put the name up here. I'm probably gonna butcher it. I've been doing it for years. Terres Saint Germain is a must-have. A fruity, floral, green, rhubarb-based fragrance. If you like that Twizzler-like kind of smell like I do, on top of sweet tangerine and bitter, fresh, zesty grapefruit, this is it. It also, once again, it also has a stunning combination of rose and creamy, I mean creamy sandalwood in the end of the mid to the dry down. I have no fragrance that pulls off sandalwood like this fragrance in the dry down. Some might say the dry down is actually better than the opening, but it is perfect for the spring. This is a fragrance I say wear on a picnic. This is that fragrance. You're sitting in the nice grass, got a date, you bring some food, some fruit, maybe a couple of glasses of wine. This is perfect for that setting. Go check it out. Terrasse Saint Germain, wonderful fragrance for the spring. Let's go check out the next one. Now, I just want to clarify, some of these fragrances that I'm mentioning will be better for the early part of the spring, and some will be better for the mid and the later part of the spring. The two that I just mentioned, these fragrances, I would say would be better for the middle part of the spring, end of April going into May. So we clear. This next fragrance is an aromatic, fresh, floral, citrus-based fragrance. And this fragrance, this is the later part of the spring. This is May until the beginning of June. And this is another new fragrance in my collection from Hayari Paris. Now, you guys know that this is probably the only luxury niche designer fragrance house I put even on my channel. That's how unique, that's how extraordinary their fragrances are. This one here is called Source Joyce Number 2. And what I can say about this is all the notes in this fragrance, I'll talk about that in a second, but what comes off to me is a fresh, aromatic, slightly minty, kind of winter fresh kind of feel when I smell this fragrance. There's a Hawaiian Beach honeysuckle note in the opening that's floral, that's slightly sweet, but also slightly green. There's also in the opening, once again, you're gonna get that fresh burst of bergamot. That freshness, that nice sweetness, and also kind of white floral vibe is perfect. It's the closest you're gonna get to a perfect spring leaning into summer-based fragrance. There's also basil in this fragrance and star anise, but get to the mid, to the dry down, and we're gonna add that spice. And to me, this is where there's a weird mid note in the middle of the fragrance. It's not in the note breakdown, but bruh, this is it. Trust me when I say summertime, yes, but play with it in the spring. But that cool, refreshing kind of honey / citrus note in this is where it's at. Telling you guys, get your nose on Hayari Paris. There's a few of you guys that know what I'm talking about. They got a bunch of bangers. Glad I got that one in my collection because it's another one. Let's go check out the next one. Oh, I got some more. We just getting started. So next up, if you like green tea, if you like lattes, if you like ginger, I got something for you. Gingerbread latte from Evanescence. Now, if you don't know by now, Evanescence is, in my opinion, top 10 best fragrance houses in not just my collection, in perfumery right now, modern perfumery. And this one right here, they combined a frozen drink with green tea and then added some warm spices to it. Let me break it down to you. Let's get a blender. Let's get some lemongrass. Also get a nice fresh batch of ginger. Blend that up. Then get some ice, get some milk, maybe about 8 ounces of milk. Pour that into each other, let that blend. Have some green tea brewing on the side. Blend that with a little bit of ginger, a dash of pepper and spices, and end it off with a nice green earthy patchouli. And you got yourself one of the best mid-spring fragrances. Now this is the fragrance I'm talking about if I'm going to the lake, if I'm going to a cookout, or I'm going to brunch and I'm enjoying the outside. I'm not inside when I'm eating, I'm outside and enjoying the food with that special person in my life or a group of friends. I'm rocking this because the compliments with this is insane. I don't think there's any fragrance that I've smelled that has ginger, latte, and green tea mixed into one. Go check it out. Spring is coming. Be prepared. smell good, and get this. It's warming up. Not literally, it's still cold outside, but we're warming up over here. All right, so I'm gonna give you a few notes. Tell me if you know what fragrance this is. Black currant, mandarin orange, raspberry, vanilla, brown sugar. I'll give you another one. Iris. You don't know? Of course, I'm talking about Kajal's Almas. Come on, man. You know I'm not gonna leave Kajal out. Of course, the bottle is stunning, but the fragrance is even better. Oh my goodness. You guys know I am a sucker for that brown sugar note. That's what drew me to this fragrance. But that is not why I put it on the spring list. I put it on the spring list because this fragrance is heavily slept on for being one of the sweetest fragrances in the game, leaning more on the fruit side, not tropical, I would say more of the typical fruits, but that raspberry and that brown sugar in this fragrance, there is nothing that smells like that. When those two hit your nose, oh my goodness, guys, I'm telling you, this is it, this is it. Get this fragrance for the spring. This is the cookout fragrance. This is a fragrance when you around your family and friends, maybe it's a family reunion, because you know we doing the family reunions in May and June. Come on, you know you're trying to smell fantastic, especially in front of that cousin that's always coming there to brag about what they got, how much money they got, what they driving, what they smell like. This speaks for itself. You ain't even gotta say nothing. Go to that family reunion, hang out, and let the compliments come. A beautiful fragrance, raspberry, vanilla, and brown sugar. Oh. There's nothing left to say. Go check it out. Let's move along. This next fragrance to me is, I would say, this is the easiest fragrance to wear. Now, I said tiers where you can rock these different fragrances at different parts of the spring. This fragrance right here, you can rock in any part from April all the way until the beginning of June. It's such a likable, wearable fragrance. And to me, once again, it's a chameleon. I'm talking about Electimus, and this is Imperium. You guys know Electimus, the bottle designs are insane. They weigh, this thing probably weighs like 2-3 pounds, but Imperium, probably one of the more affordable fragrances in the collection, but equally one of the most stunning, sexiest fragrances in all of their collection. To me, the spices and the wood notes are what shine to me the most. You're definitely gonna get that nice opening of bergamot. That's gonna be the thing that draws you into this fragrance every single time. But the combination of that saffron, the vanilla, and then, like I said, those wood tones in the dry down, which is gaiac wood and also eggwood. And I would bet that there's some sort of sandalwood in this also, because yes, the creaminess is coming from the vanilla. That dense kind of airy note that comes from the gaiac wood, they play a beautiful melody in the dry down. One of the sexiest fragrances in my collection and one of the easiest to wear. I don't ever have to think, once I put this on, I never saying, oh, this is too strong or it's too light or it doesn't fit the atmosphere or the environment. No, this right here, trust me when I tell you, you can't go wrong. That's why it's on the list. Now, this next fragrance was just on my last list when I was talking about some of the freshest fragrances in my collection. And honestly, I didn't want to put all those fragrances in this list because that's redundant, right? But there's no way I'm not putting my signature scent in the list. Come on, my guys. This right here, Rich as Carassus or Sarasis, I never can remember. I'm gonna ask him one day, which one is it? But that's neither here nor there. What we're gonna talk about, this banger right here. Now, I really don't want y'all to get this. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's my signature scent. I'm gonna stop putting this on. This is going to be probably not the last, but it's gonna be a long time before I talk about this fragrance again, because I don't want a bunch of you guys grabbing this. And that's just being transparent and honest, but this is my job to share this beautiful fragrance with you guys for the spring. Now this, again, this is in the middle of the spring, right? This is a fragrance I think will shine end of April, going into May, leading into June. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. This is definitely a fragrance you can wear in the fall. But that raspberry and cashmere note in this fragrance, to me, blends so well. It's such an intimate smelling note. It's such an intimate vibe that comes off this fragrance for me with those two notes. Now, there is a nice blast of saffron that gives it a soft spice. It's not a heavy spice. This fragrance isn't shouting, it isn't loud, it isn't here I am. No, it's very mellow, cool, calm, and collective. But that mellow sweetness is perfect. It's literally right there. If you had 5 stars, this is gonna get all 5. Even in the opening with the Caribbean bergamot. Trust me. Get it? You will love this. It's my signature scent, and I really don't want to share this with you. But if you trust my judgment, you're gonna love it just as much as I do. I just hooked you up. Let's go check out the next one. Now this next fragrance, like you can see the smile on my face when I tell you, when you find a gem, that's what, you know, this is what this game is about. Finding those gems. You're like, oh, I gotta show these guys this banger. It was on my last list, just like Rich Ass Carassus was. But man, Vresiana Vital. When I said I found my new Fougere fragrance, I mean that, y'all. This is one of the best Fougere fragrances in the game. Now, yes, that lavender note is going to be one of the best lavender notes, but it doesn't come in the opening. You're gonna have to wait for that a few minutes. The spices in the opening. Yes. The spices to me, they change the game a little bit because I'm not used to that, right? I'm used to fresh, bright, citrusy, clean, and opening when it comes to a Fougere fragrance. It does have that freshness. The spices are there. But the lavender note working its way into the picture from the mid notes, bruh, is nothing like that. Clean, fresh, aftershave type lavender. Yes, perfect in every way. The dry down is gonna take you on a whirlwind with some nice resinous sweet notes and some woody notes. The sweet licorice, the fruity, equally as sweet fig fruit note. Of course the sandalwood is there, but it flips itself upside down when it introduces this nice, green, fresh, spicy vetiver. I think if they would have put that vetiver in the mid with the lavender, this probably would be my favorite Fougere fragrance. I have too many to call this my favorite, but it's up there. It's in the top 3. Go check it out, guys. You don't want to miss out on this. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Also, remember, use my code ROME20 to get 20% off of this fragrance or any fragrance on their website. You can't beat that. No one is doing 20% off of any niche fragrance in any game. And having an exclusive fragrance house like Vresiana, because you can't find it everywhere. It's not in every state, it's not in every country. It's literally only on the East Coast in America, some places in Europe and in Dubai. But you're either gonna buy it online or you're gonna find a boutique, and this is where I come in. I'm trying to hook you up. Get this 20% off. You're also gonna get a free gift. If you buy multiple fragrances, like 2 or 3, you're also gonna get a 55 milliliter fragrance free of their choice. And trust me, you'll be happy with with what they give you. I'm pretty sure you can put a note at the bottom telling them what style of fragrance you're into, and they're gonna hook you up. Go check it out. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now, remember way back when I was saying Vital couldn't be my favorite fougere fragrance? That's because the next one that's coming up is my favorite fougere fragrance in my collection. And possibly one of, yeah, it's definitely in the top 10 of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection. I'm talking about MDCI's. This is Evasion Barbar. Of course, this is gonna be on the spring list. This is May. We're going to the lake. We definitely going to the cookout, or me and my wife, we hanging out in the day, doing some shopping. I'm rocking this. I went to go get the haircut. Well, I ain't got no hair. You know what I'm talking about. Don't play with me. I went to get the head shaved. I got the mustache, you know, touched up, little chin hair. You know what I'm talking about. I know y'all trying to clown. Some of y'all bald head too. Let's talk about the fragrance though. So, this fragrance represents the classic European barbershop experience. I remember talking about Sheep of Palatine and that being more my modern, you know, city, urban city type of barbershop experience. That's what I smell, that's what I enjoyed. And I still love that. But once I got my nose on this, I was ecstatic on how this fragrance smelled. Of course, we have the traditional grapefruit, bergamot opening, but the beautiful note of lavender, the equally wonderful note of violet leaf, and then that nice, soft, spicy, warm ginger makes this fragrance, to me, one of a kind. If you have not smelled Evasion Barbar, what are you doing? Get this for the spring. It's perfect. If it's 60 degrees, you can rock this. If it's 75 degrees, you can rock this. The transition of the notes, they're gonna play perfectly, and you're gonna be smelling fantastic. Go get this. I might give me a backup bottle. That's how good it is. All right, so we down to the last fragrance. And you guys heard me say I got 11 fragrances here. Of course, the numbers are gonna be up somewhere on the screen talking about 11 all the way down to 1. But truth be told, and this is probably the first time I've ever done this, these last 2 fragrances, it's a tie. I cannot tell you one of these 2 are better than the other. They are both equally as good and perfect for the spring. So for the first time on HeSmellsLikeRome, we got a tie for first place. And I'm gonna show you both fragrances right now. For first place, we have Grey Vacuna by Graham and Pot. And we have, I told you it was coming in a collection, the newest fragrance in my collection from Boadicea de Victoria's, Imperial. Now, before I got Imperial, I was for sure going to pick this as the #1 spring fragrance. But when I smelled these 2 side by side, I just could not say that this was gonna win. This is so gorgeous in every way. Let's talk about Grey Vacuna first. Now you guys can go see my full review. Hopefully I'll be able to put it up here. But just the parade of fruit notes in this fragrance alone had me just, my mouth was on the floor. From the first smell, I said, yes, this was the type of fragrance I have been looking for from Graham and Pot. Now, Graham and Pot is known for their extravagant notes, especially the fragrances that kind of focus on the oud note, amber note, and the honey notes. But to have a fragrance that I can say, yeah, I can wear this on a date, I can wear this on vacation, I can wear this to work, and I can also wear this in the gym. I'm like, bro, yes, I needed this type of fragrance. Yes, the mandarin orange, the lemon, the pink pepper, all those notes drew me in. I was excited because sweetness meets spicy and peppery. But what kept my attention was the pear note mixed with the cinnamon and apple. Bruh. And this pear note is so realistic. It's sweet, it's ripe. It's also kind of, if you note pears, if you leave them out a little bit, they have a little bit of a syrupy kind of texture to it. And you smell that in this. You also, I just love how they blended the spices in this. Guys, this is what you need for the spring. And if you want, to me, the perfect office fragrance, yeah, this gotta be on the list. That's why it's tied for number 1. Let's talk about Imperial. Now, you also saw the unboxing for Imperial. You also saw when I got the 10 milliliter and me and my wife went bananas, bonkers, crazy, insane for this fragrance. And I cannot believe that this was not in my collection. It dropped in like 2016 or 17. How? I don't know how I missed it. But I'm so glad it is now in my collection. The review will be up very soon. You guys can go watch my first impression video. Hopefully I can link it here somewhere. I'll link it down below in the description if I can. Just a wonderful fragrance where you have fresh lavender meeting what I would consider to be the arch nemesis of lavender, which is oud egglewood. Now, having different textures of wood notes, rosewood, egglewood, I think there's also sandalwood in this. You're gonna be like, why would you say this is a spring fragrance? This, one reason, or two reasons I would say it's a spring fragrance. The lavender and the rose. Yes, that lavender definitely gives that fougere vibe. But the rose, the beautiful bouquet of fresh roses, that floral greenness, that opulent kind of toggle between, is it unisex or is masculine, makes this fragrance so alluring. And that's one of the reasons why I said, yeah, this is definitely going to be a full bottle. And I'm glad I got it in my collection. Where and when I will be wearing this, I will be wearing this in May going into June. I'm taking this with me on any vacation. I'm wearing this anytime I'm going out on a date with my wife. Y'all already saw how she reacted. So if your brother, your boy right here, is trying to do something strange for a little change, you know I'm rocking this. Get your nose on it if you haven't. Imperial, possibly my newest favorite fragrance in my entire collection. Oh my goodness, bruh. Insane, insane. All right, that is it. This is my 11 spring fragrances for 2026. I think I did a pretty good job. A lot of these fragrances you probably don't have in your collection. I would bet there is at least 4 to 5 you don't, and maybe 3 to 4 you probably never even heard of. This is what I do. Appreciate well, I hope you appreciate the work I put in trying to give you fragrances that aren't readily available and aren't going to be something that everyone has, and you got to do a little research and searching. I'm doing the hard work here by putting the videos out, putting it down in the descriptions. All you got to do is watch, like, comment, and click the link and go get you a bottle. Hopefully there's a discount connected to some of these fragrances that you can take advantage of. I thank you guys once again. Y'all my peoples. You're always there for me. And we on the road to keep growing, connecting, fellowshipping, and smelling great. All right, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you, oh Lord. Every day I wake up is another blessing. Even in the midst of any struggle I have, I praise you, I thank you. And there was something that I saw today that helped me. Not only today, it helped me yesterday. I'm always struggling with the fear of something, right? God said he didn't give us a spirit of fear. And it's hard not to fear the unknown. It's hard not to fear failing. It's hard not to fear, not succeeding. And I'm working on it. I have to get out of my own way when it comes to those things. And the way I see it is keeping my eye and my focus on Christ, his plan for me, keeping my head in the book, the good book, and just continuously learning more and more about what he did, what was his sacrifice for. That's going to help me, and it's continuously have helped me dwindle that fear down. Even when the devil tries to bring it back up, I remember those scriptures and I try to keep my head focused. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways and he will make your path straight. He said he is the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father except through him. I'm telling you, when you read, they just start sticking, and you can use those as your weapons, as your shield, as your protection. So I pray that you guys use the scripture to help you through your struggle and see how the end of the road is going to be a glorious reward for you guys. And I pray that you pray that for me. We are warriors. We fight this fight together. I love you guys, and I always will. Until next time, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. God bless in Jesus' name. Peace.